Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my non-binary friends, welcome back to another episode of the What the Fluff podcast. Hope everyone is doing good. Hope you are having a lovely start of your week so far. We are just going to go ahead and get right into this one. Someone asked in chat the other day, actually it was a couple weeks ago, what were my inspirations? And so I thought, excuse me, that's just uncalled for. I decided that we should have a podcast about it. So without further ado, here we are. I struggled in a way to think about this because I don't know what's changed as of recently, but I've noticed that I haven't really been inspired by any specific type of person. I haven't necessarily. I haven't been looking at and like, oh, all of this is what I'm inspired by. And maybe people already do that. I'm just overthinking it and processing it in the weird way that I do, but I am more inspired by different attributes or ways of being. For example, I am inspired by Glennon Doyle's vulnerability and her ability to just be who she is. It's beautiful. I'm inspired by Justin Baldoni. Just to go back, Glennon Doyle wrote Untamed. I've talked about her so much. Her podcast, We Can Do Hard Things, one of the best in the absolute entire world. I was going to go back. That's why that was a Freudian slip. Her and her husband had 2 kids together before he was unfaithful. When they were working on their marriage, Glennon met and fell in love with Abby Wambach. Glennon decided to chase her true passion, her true knowing, which was that Abby was the right person for her. And so she ended her marriage. And now I want to say it's 5 or so years later, they have a beautiful mixed family, and just their love is inspiring, that truly. And yeah, just that relationship is actually very inspiring. I will actually open the spotlight. Shit, I'll include sister in that, man. For those of you who know the podcast, it's usually Glennon, Abby, and then Glennon's sister. That's what they call her. Her actual name, I can't remember because I think they've said her name twice. But yeah, that love, their acceptance, their communication, their knowledge of who they are, what they need to work on, what is going on in their bodies is so inspirational. And then Justin Baldoni, who wrote Man Enough, who in a way is the men's version of Glennon, in that Untamed, the book that Glennon wrote about, was about women freeing themselves from, women have to be X and Y and Z. And Justin's is the same thing. Men don't have to be tough, strong, unwavering, uncommunicative, stoic. No, we are allowed the full experience of life. And that is quote unquote masculine characteristics, and that is quote unquote feminine. Vulnerability, kindness, good listening, empathy, all do not have to be mutually exclusive with womanhood. They are just a part of the human experience. And so those people, those vulnerable experiences, and those kind and thoughtful words have been very inspiring. Their books, again, Man Enough and Untamed, also inspired by the curiosity of, mean, all of those people as well, because you have to be curious in order to get to this point. But the curiosity of Brene Brown, they're studying emotions and things that are so difficult, and yeah, it's just amazing, her research on vulnerability and shame and how big of contributors those are in our daily lives, and how important vulnerability is, and how strong vulnerability is. And I got those again both from Glennon and Justin, but especially from Brené's book, work, pardon me, specifically her book Atlas of the Heart. And then I'm inspired by the work and dedication of people like Stone Mountain 64, people like Dr. Disrespect, Tim, Courage, all of 100 Thieves, essentially, Valkyrie, those different creators and their ability to just be themselves. Like, they are such unique and strong individuals, such strong personalities, that you get the sense that they know who they are. And maybe we're wrong in that, because again, you can never know how someone's feeling. You never know how they're projecting, how they're coping. But they all at least have that air of, yeah, I know my worth. I know who I am. I know where I stand. I know my value. And so it's those levels of inspiration. And shit, even David Goggins, man. I know I'm going to mention more people that are vulnerable and empathetic, and I guess maybe those who are more giving in with what they're feeling. Or I don't even want to say giving in. I would, if you know Glennon Doyle, you would know that David Goggins is not Glennon Doyle. And I resonate more with Glennon Doyle than I do David Goggins. However, I understand and I value and I'm inspired by those like Jocko Willink, those like David Goggins, who are in a way, I don't want to say they're the complete opposite of me, because I don't want to say that I am not pushing myself in any ways or anything like that. That's not true at all. But I mean, those are just a different breed of humans that I truly do not want to be and do not see myself being, but I am inspired by certain attributes. I'm inspired by their level of tenacity and hardness. And we need those people, right? We can't just have a world full of Glennon Doyles. We can't have just a world full of David Goggins. We got to have a mix of both, people that are a middle ground, and all across all the varying spectrums, because that's the human experience. And so I think that leads me to what I didn't even think of until right now, which is the LGBTQIA plus community. They're Alok. My God, Alok. That's who rings true in my mind right now. But just everyone that I've met who just like all of the people that I mentioned in terms of what I feel they are as creators, but they're just themselves. They know who they are. They know what makes them happy, and they're just unapologetically themselves. And I'm so inspired by those who are unapologetically themselves, who choose to, when it is the difficult thing, even though it's the right and the most amazing thing, it's a difficult thing to be yourself. It's a difficult thing to choose you. And so though there are people who are no truer to themselves than those in that community, because they have steered straight into the face of everything that they are supposed to be, and have decided to still be what they feel they are, and what they know they are, and who they know they are. and all of those amazing things. And that is fucking incredible. That is what I love. That is why, I mean, shit, we're just going to branch into it. That's why homophobia and all of that is so, just hate in general is so sad, man, because so many people have so much they've experienced that they have to share, that they have to just be in the world. Every single person has that. Every single person, regardless of how much armor you have on, regardless of how much you live, how you actually feel, as opposed to what the world says we should show up as. You know, those who are, yeah, just choosing every single day to wake up and just, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do me. And that dude, Pete Davidson, and one of the people that inspired me in terms of painting his nails. I know, you know, and that's why you can gain inspiration from so many different people, for so many things. And that's I think the beauty of I will always try to bring it back. The beauty of just knowing yourself is you can recognize that openness in other people. You can recognize and appreciate just whoever the hell someone is for whoever the hell they are and want to be, however they want to show up in the world. Went to a coffee shop yesterday after lunch, and a person who one would typically say identified as a man was wearing a nice little dress, just chilling and eating lunch with whomever it was, whether it was their partner or friend. But like, that was fucking amazing. I loved seeing that. Because, dude, if you just, it takes so much to be yourself, even when yourself is, I will say, so many people are not what they are not presenting their truest selves. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty big generalization to make, but I would stand by it to varying degrees, of course, but we're all trying to belong. We're all trying to, we're all trying to fit in when we should just belong. We don't have to change who we are. We can just embrace who we are and know that we will meet like-minded people along the way. And that's exactly what I feel has happened with my streaming page, with my friendships, moderators, and just everyone who comes through, man. It's just be yourself, show up, just don't be a dick. That's really it. And that's what inspires me. People who are kind and people who are willing to just show up as they are and just try and be better. That's what inspires me. So yeah, that's I think that's a little bit about my inspirations. I know it's a little bit of a quicker one, but I feel that there can be some things talked about a little more. So leave your comments, leave your questions, and I would love to address them. As always, don't forget, comment, sub if you haven't, leave a like, or whatever you can based on wherever you're listening to this. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, morning, whatever it is you got going on. Let me know what you're inspired by. Are you inspired by a certain person? Are you inspired by attributes? Are you inspired by ways to not be? I'd love to know. All right. Hope to see you guys on the next video. Enjoy yourselves. And remember, you're only as amazing as you treat other people. All right. I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one.